Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. Now, over the last 8 years or so, you've seen a lot of footage of me sat on my land, in my woods, just talking to the camera. A lot of the time it's top-down stuff where you don't see what I'm sat on, and generally it's something like this, just an old stump or a log or something that I can sit on just to rest, to make some content. Now, I'd been thinking about that and I'd seen in the comments somebody asking specifically about the Helikon-Tex Traveler seat. So I got in touch with Military First, who I knew had some stock with this. I'd mentioned it was something there was some interest in, and they've sent me one. So, now just to be clear, there are two versions of the Traveler seat. There is the Traveler seat, and then there's the Traveler seat Enlarged. Now the version that I have here, this is the larger version of the two. What you will see with this, especially from its construction and the materials that are used, between the Traveler seat and the Traveler seat Enlarged, they're identical. So whatever we look at here today is the same between the two. The difference mainly comes down to the fact that, as you probably guessed by the naming convention, the enlarged version is a larger version of the Traveler seat. Now, if it is that you'd like to see a comparison between the two, I'm sure I can have another word with Military First, and maybe we'll look at doing a comparison piece. But hopefully you should get enough from this to understand that they're very similar. One's just ever so slightly larger than the other one. Now, before we get into it, for this one I will leave the exact dimensions down here, but as far as carrying this around, it's not particularly heavy, and what you get with this is the outer bag that it comes in. You do have some lashing points on here, so if you did want to attach this to the bottom of a rucksack, then you can attach it to the bottom. It does take up a little bit of room if it is that you're walking to somewhere and you want to take something like this with you, or you're doing an overnight camp. Then it is probably better to have this lashed either to the top or to the bottom of your pack. But again, if you've got a large pack, there's no reason why you couldn't have this on the inside. If it is that you're just out, maybe you're doing a walk, you know that you're going to get somewhere, do some fishing, or I don't know, it's the summertime, so it's barbecue season, it's festival season. I know there's a lot of outdoor festivals. You're just carrying this. You've got a couple of options either side here, left and right. There are these little grab handles, which are great. Throwing this inside the boot of your car, getting it out, super simple. But you also have a shoulder strap. So the shoulder strap on this, reasonably long. This is out to its maximum. You can, unless you're wearing a hat and can't get over your head, you can throw this over you. You can just walk to wherever it is, or if you want to, you're going down to the beach, just have it over one shoulder, whatever it is that you need to do. Construction wise, just think Helikon-Tex. So they've used all of the other materials that they have. The buckles on here are Woojin buckles. The zipper on here is YKK zipper. All of your webbing is mil-spec webbing. The main material this is made from the same 500D Cordura that they make for their backpacks, that is designed to last. It's not too heavy as well. That's the beauty of 500D Cordura, is that it's tough, but not as heavy as something like 1000D Cordura. Now, getting into this, because I mean I've spent 3 or 4 minutes talking about the outside of it, but getting into this, this wee little bag, I will come back to this in a second, but opening this out, super simple. On the inside here you have your legs, or you have, I guess you'd probably call it the frame. So there's the bag. We'll just put that to one side for a second. So rolled up, similar to a sleeping cot. On the outside, you can roll it up and put the actual bit that you sleep, the bit that you sit on, and then on the inside, you can then keep your legs or the frame for it. Now, when it opens up, you get like it really is like a hair bubble. Mrs. Moorlander was like, "Who's this? Whose is this hair bubble?" It's not mine. It's off this. She was like, "All right, okay." So in here you have everything. Now this all works together. It's not something where something will fall off and you'll leave anything behind. Through here, like you have with a lot of camping equipment, it all has bits of bungee that kind of flow into it. Now when you're putting this together, even just kind of flopping it out like this, it almost starts to put itself together. So holding it this way, you'll be able to see that you have almost an A-frame here at the bottom. So here are your legs. You just push those into these. Now the legs are made from a tough and very sturdy aluminium. So what you get with a lot of these, especially cheap ones, is that you can feel the bend in the aluminium as soon as you start to sit down. I will say that they've gone the extra mile with this. When I sit on this, you feel it kind of move underneath you. But for me, I'm about 14.5 stone, which is about 95 kilos. And you sit on this sort of stuff, and usually like, oh my god, is this gonna take my weight? Whereas with this, you sit on this, and it just feels fine. So there are your two legs. There's one here at the front, and then same on this side. This central bit here, this doesn't undo. So that when you pack this down, you flip the legs in, and they all kind of fit around that central bit. Well, I'm struggling with my words today. Now as far as the feet are concerned, you have these large ball feet, and that's what comes in this little pouch. Now when you first get this, it just has its regular feet on here, which are great if you're going to be sitting on a hard ground, or if you're going to be sitting on concrete or something like that. You shouldn't have any issues with these. When I'm out in the woods, I've been using this when I go and watch my daughter play football on a Saturday. Because the ground can be a bit soft, then you have these large rubber feet, and then you just put those over the other feet that are on this. You don't have to take the originals out. So again, just putting all of these back in, super simple. You can have this set up in a few seconds. On the front here, similarly with the legs, you have an A-frame that's that's inverted this time. So these pop in, super simple. And then at the back, this is actually made up of 3 pieces. So again, when you're taking this apart, this just concertina down and goes across this middle section. But when you get it out, swing that out, put these in, pinch my finger, and that's your frame set up. And then afterwards, you have what you sit on. Now this, as I mentioned, especially with the outside here, it's made from the same material. This is a 500D Cordura, where you have these mesh side sections. This is the same mesh that they put on the back of the panels where the air mesh is. Ridiculously tough. On the back here, all of this stitching has got reinforced stitched. It's then triple stitched. I was going to say double stitched then, but it's triple stitched. Along the seams, around the edge, this is all reinforced as well. And then at the top, where you then put these poles into, this is exactly the same. This is all super duper reinforced and stitched. Now I'll show you this again when we've got it on, but here at the top you do have some loops. So if you want to tie a little radio to this, maybe you're camping and it's at night, you want to hang a little light from here so you can go and do a pee and then know where your seat is. And then you have some holders down here. So you have one that's a little bit more kind of floppy. With this one you can put pretty much whatever you want into here, whereas the other one it's got a little bit more of a rigidity to this, and this is what that you can put a drink bottle into. Having tested this, your 1 litre Nalgene's, the little fat little chubby ones, fit in here, no issues whatsoever. Now putting this on, personally, how I've found to be the easiest is putting it on at the back first. So you put your first one in. It's a bit of a struggle at the top. Now I'm happy with that because it just means that it's quite rigid, which I'm more than happy with. And then you just have to get your second one in, which has just popped out on that side. So it's good fun trying to do this, but now that I've got that in, it just makes it easy to get the second one in. Then on the front you have exactly the same, so they're just small little eyelets, but these are reinforced. These are ridiculously overbuilt. Around here you've got the webbing, the same webbing that they use on this. Then behind that there's almost like a plastic frame sheet in there as well, which just adds to that rigidity. So you put this first one on. If you ever put together a cot and know what the struggle for the last one is, then yeah, it's very similar, but it's not too difficult. Then you're on, and there you go, there's your seat set up. If you're enjoying today's content and you'd like to support my channel, the easiest way to do that is hitting that like button and also subscribing. If you choose to subscribe today, I'd like to say thank you and welcome to the community. Now back to today's featured content. Now sitting and reclining in this is exactly what you'd expect. You put it down on the floor, you sit on it and enjoy the peaceful tranquility of the woods. Now what I will say with this is that it is very comfortable. I genuinely think it's very comfortable. The build of this, it's no different, there's no sort of proprietary thing. And I don't think Helikon-Tex are saying that this is some sort of proprietary setup that they've got. It's very similar to a lot of these style seats where you've got, you know, you've got that frame that you put your legs into the bottom, you put these in the front and then you put the bit into the back. It's no different to how a lot of people are making it. The difference comes down to Helikon-Tex's attitude towards, well, we're not going to put out a piece of shit. This is a seat that we want someone to sit in and not it just to collapse after it's been sat in for a little bit. If you're like me, a man of my size, a man of my stature and nature, around that kind of 95, 100 kilos, maybe more, there's a squeak when you sit in a seat and it gives out almost like a "no God please, not the fat man again" kind of squeal that the material does. I'm happy to say, I'll put my shirt back, happy to say there's no squeak with this. You sit down, you feel cradled, and it is really nice. Now, getting back to some of the differences between the Traveller seat and the enlarged version that this is, you'll notice with the Traveller seat, it stops roughly about here. I'm guessing, which is probably about right. Again, I've not seen or used the smaller one, but this extra pole here at the top, my guess is that it just stops at the second one rather than the third one, with this third one adding the extra length in the back, so that if you want to sit on this and get your head down and have a sleep, then you can sit with your head down on this. Sitting in different positions, if I want to sit up, if I'm doing something, I can do. If I'm on the edge of my seat because my daughter's got the ball, I'm like, come on Berg, come on, you've got it, kind of thing, then, you know, I can. But if I'm just chilling in the garden, relaxing, barbecuing, it's good. There's something about a nice seat. You can sit in a nice seat all day and just listen to the wind between the trees and just, yeah, kind of chill. I'm probably waffling a little bit too much now because I'm generally quite comfortable in this. But yeah, just getting on the side, so here's the one that you can kind of just put anything into, whereas this one, as you'll see, it just wants to sit there so that you can put a can, you can put a bottle, you can put something into that so that you can sit and you can have a drink. Here on the sides, here's those little kind of daisy chain parts. So if you did want to attach something to those, then you could do, I guess. It's a bit of a reach, but I think it's more like a light kind of thing. What you can also do is, so here's your bag. If you put your bag through the back here, they've made sure that this has an actual openable clasp on here. So put your clasp through there, put your bag through here as well, and then pull your webbing tighter, and what it'll do is your bag will just sit there at the bottom of it. So there's no wrestling, there's no trying to find your bag to put this away with if a few of you have got a similar colour. And as far as colours are concerned, two colours stand out. This is the This is the Desert Night camo version, which is really nice. I'm a big DNC fan. I didn't really know about it until Helikon-Tex started using it, and a lot of people really like DNC. They also do it in, oh, what's it called now? The tiger camo. The Vietnam kind of tiger camo. They do that one as well, which is also really nice. But then you've got some other flat colours. I think there's grey, tan, green, black, those kind of colours as well. So there's something pretty much for everyone. But yeah, as far as little seats are concerned, it's a cracker. It generally really is. They've not changed anything. Like I say, it's very similar to how other companies do it. But if there's one thing that I've learned about the Polish people is they don't mess around, and they've just gone, well, if we're going to make one, we might as well make one properly, and it's going to last, rather than it just being a summer, you've used it, it breaks, and then, you know, yeah, it is what it is. So I can pack this down now within a few seconds. In fact, let's do this as I would normally do this. So start. Oh, you bugger. The hair bubbles over there on the floor. Mrs. Moorlander will see it in my woods and think, I've been out again with my mystery woman. Here's a little hair bubble. Got that all over. With the seat, the actual seating part is ever so slightly wider than the head part. So what you can do is just fold these in slightly. Hopefully you can see this. Put these in. And then you're good. Now, we'll say, if you keep the big bulbous feet on here, once you've got it in the bag, it's just a bit of a pain to get it shut. But what we have to do is just move them to the left or to the right for a second. Have I got that? Yeah, I've got that. There you go. That foot just needs to turn, and then we're in. Oh. And there you go. There's the Traveler Enlarged. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning of this was sent to me from Military First. I do want to say a huge shout out to the awesome team there. If you're interested in seeing a comparison between the Traveler and the Traveler Enlarged, I'm sure I could probably make that work. But really the differences are very minimal. It's just one's ever so slightly larger. But of course I'll leave some links below so that you can see more from these and the other different colours. I'll leave some of my social media links below so you can see more from me here on Moorlander EDC, and my sister channel Moorlander Tactical, where I look at more kind of tactical stuff. I did recently get to test out some a plate carrier and all of the accessories from German company Lindenhof Taktik, which was actually very cool. So again, you know, check out Moorlander Tactical. And whether you're watching this on YouTube or Rumble, as always, stay safe, stay Moorlander, and stay EDC. Let's get you level, because you're not quite level. And I'm too much of a stickler for you not to be level. Let's get this leg out a wee bit. Oh, oh. Oh shit, I was way off. Hi, I'm the Moorlander, and this is Moorlander EDC. Now, no, we are still a little bit off. Come on, Moorlander, sort your shit out. You're a freaking professional, or at least pretend to be. Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC, fidgeting with my hat. What am I doing with my levels today, folks? One of the downsides of sitting down is getting back up. There's a certain point in your life where when you get up you have to go oh, kind of thing, because your knees ain't what they used to be. Now a lot of people say that youth is wasted on the young. I don't say youth is wasted on the young, I say healthy knees are wasted on the young. Having played rugby for a decade, my knees ain't what they used to be. Anyway, out in my woods today, and it is a glorious day in the Royal Woods. Yeah, I hope you're all good. Hope you're all having a good weekend. Football starts. I'm not a big football fan myself, but I like to make sure that the English and the Scottish are, you know, supported whilst they're there. We don't have a national side here in the Kingdom of Orleans. Football was outlawed in 1772. We're a rugby playing nation, like real men should do. You know, it's a warrior sport. But yeah, I wish everyone the best, and of course I'll see you all soon. Right, love you lots. Bye.